G'day YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel. I've been doing a series of a couple of videos now. This is the third one in the series of looking at stock that I've twisted and bent into shape and seeing if they're ready for a styling, like a first styling. And what we need to do if they're not, and how we go about it, and if they are, what do we do? I think this guy, I'm just having a quick look at it, it's got some wire. It doesn't have wire on the trunk, which means that I'm actually starting to work on fixing this tree or getting it to a point where it's going to be styled. Just having a look, some of these branches aren't looking too impressive, so even though they're wired, some of them. So we'll get rid of that. Where's my wire cutters? So just want to clean up. This tree is interesting because it's got this, I'll just try and expose this bit. It's got a really big bend, twisted, interesting, and then comes up to, it's got a big bend and then twisting up to a bunch of foliage here and a bunch of foliage here. So interesting, not the best, I think. What I see potentially is I see a nice little mini in here. Can you see that, guys? So a nice little mini I can create in here, and then an air layer, take this guy off in next season. So that's what I see now. I don't see these two trees working in unison well. I'll just try and maybe you can see the trunk there. Oh, it's a bit hard. 3-dimensionally, it's a bit hard. So it kind of does like that, and then tough to foliage, and then there's a nice bit of foliage over here. So yeah, I'm thinking. Pretty much this is immediately in my head I go to because there's no foliage on the trunk in this section here, in a twisted section in there. I'll try and, I don't know if you can see that, but in there's no foliage at all, so it's either up here or in there. So for me, I can make a really nice little mini there, and then I can air layer this off and create a tree there as well. But what we can do is actually, you can style this tree here and then air layer it if you want to, or we can style this tree and just leave it and then air layer this off at another time, which is probably what I'll do. I'll probably work on this tree a bit, get the positioning right, do a bit of wiring and styling, and then this guy I will just leave it alone probably. Maybe put some more bends and twists into it. Maybe I'll look at doing it, styling it and then air layering it. You never know. Most likely what I do is try and, there is some wire on it already, so I'll probably just bend it, keep bending it into different shapes and so on. But yeah, that's potentially what I'll do with this tree, and I might have a quick look at it to see if I can actually do this side, which I think most likely we can. It might look like a nice, it'd be really interesting because you'll see a nicely styled tree here with a bigger tufted foliage out to the left here. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you have to do that. So if I'm going to style something, I'll have to unwire it, take all the wire off. Especially with these kind of trees. So, if I can hide this and just work on this, you'll see that pretty clear. So, I'm just going to clean up. Let me have a look. Definitely that's a candidate for an air layer. We'll leave that alone, and we'll do some work on this tree, this side of the tree. All right, so I'm going to go away and I'm going to take the wire off this, and then we'll have a look at styling this section, and I'll cover this section up because we'll have to air layer that another time. Okay, so I'll come back and do that. But in the meantime, I've got a second tree we'll have a look at, and this is a nice. This is excuse the pot because I didn't have any other pots to use at the time of having this. So it's a nice pink pot. Again, a nice little tree. Very cool. I think this might be another styling one too, to be honest. It seems to have nice big heavy heavy gauge wire that's really weathered quite a while, and it's actually looking. It looks like it's digging in as well, so that's good news. So yeah, potentially another tree we can actually style. It's got some really interesting bends and shapes into it. It's got two sections. It's got a section here and a section here, but they look nice together. There's this awkward one in the middle. I think that might come out, but there's a nice branch in up here and in here, so it could have a nice play on the twin trunk. Or we don't, or we just go with something else. But we need to have a closer look at it. I need to do some cleanup. There's a lot of weak areas. Maybe it wasn't getting enough sun in these sections. That will just clean up. Yeah, I think this is a candidate for me to do another video on, and a first styling on this tree as well. So that's good news. But I'll come back and do the other one today in this video. But this one I might leave for another video where we'll do an initial styling. So again, there's been in this series I've done, I think there's 6 trees. 3 just needed some tweaks and back on the benches. One I'll be doing a video on initial styling. This is the second one, so 2 that will do initial styling. Plus this guy, which I'll finish off in this video, and I'll just show you what I mean by I'll style this, getting it ready for initial, or do an initial styling on this section and leave this section alone for an airlay in the future. So I think we'll do it at that. I'll leave this one alone for now. We'll come back to it and do a new video in the future. I remember the pink container. I might have to move that out of that container because it's starting to break. It's probably been there for a bit, that means, but all good. I'll just change the container. But I'll come back and do the other one in a minute when I take all the wire off, so I'll see that. Okay. Alright, let's see how we go with this. So I'll remove the wire. I've covered this section so we can just focus on this section. So I'm just going to go in and clean up some of these branches. Remember, if there's 3 and there's 1 in the middle, we'll cut it out. If there's two branches like that, a little tuft of foliage comes out in there, clean that up. So we're just going to go through that. Sometimes you see me plucking, but I'm actually removing the whole branch when I do that. Now I envision something very small and cute, and like a little maybe semi-cascade or a little windswept or something that's just going to sit in there. It's going to look pretty cool and just create a nice little tree in this section. The trunk is twisting up like that, and then the main branch is coming that way. So I could actually, can I go up again? Yeah, no, probably not, because what do I want to do? I don't know if I want to, do I want to create a taller tree? Do I want to create a smaller tree? Yeah, I think I like that look. Coming back down. Got some branches at the back. I think this guy's down here is too low. And it's only got a little bit of foliage at the end, so we'll get rid of him. Easy decision. And then I think I've pretty much got 4 branches left. Really 4 main branches. There's this guy here, which is the lowest. However, he's not the strongest. This is the strongest and healthiest. Then I've got this guy up here who can sit on top and form a nice tree. So I'm thinking we can do that down here and create an apex out of this. Yeah, and that back one. Okay, so pretty much it's going to be reduced, I think. So I'll try and show you guys. So we'll have a main branch here with lots of foliage. We'll wire that down and in. Then there's this nice smaller branch in here that I'll just put slightly to the back to create some depth. Now there's that heavy one there. I don't think we need it, to be honest. I think it's too heavy, and we'll just sit at the back because I like this in here. I'm not going to cut that off yet. I'm going to wire this one and put it in position, put all the rest into position, and then we'll see what the tree looks like. So I'm probably just going to wire this guy properly, and then I'm just going to put some wire, just the main wire in this guy, and position it. because it's still trying to grow, and I want to give it lots of time to grow. Yeah, I'm going to remove anything that grows down as well. So only leaving the stuff that's strong and going to be used in the future on this tree. Yeah. All right. So that's my thinking about styling it. So we're going to keep all these, possibly all these. Yes, that look all good. The only problem is a bit of the foliage is towards the end, so we've got to start to come back. So when we're cutting, we need to actually think about cutting back some of the things to try and get back budding and closer shoots. So straight away take all the big middle ones out. Then they're growing down. See this branch here, it's nice, it's just this plain bit, all it's like it's got a plain trunk there, and it's got this long branch here that's never going to be used even if we keep it. I'm just going to get rid of that out of the way. And then she's got a little bit of foliage at the end, and I don't think that's going to play well with the rest of the tree when we style it. Alright. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll wire this tree, position everything, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like as it's first styling. Okay, and we'll just ignore this for now, and that's going to be a layer at some other time. I might even put the air layer now in summer and just leave it for 6 months, you know, over winter, and then in spring I'll just cut it off. It should work by then, or we can just leave it alone, and then I'll just air layer it in winter and in the end of winter as well. So let me just go and wire all this up, and I'll show you the finished result. Alright, so hopefully you can see that in the camera. I'll just try and bring it closer, but you can hopefully see it's very rough. It's only the main trunks. These are too skinny and thin to wire. Got to let it develop, but I've wired the main trunk into here. I've wired another branch slightly to the middle there, and it's sitting in here. And then I've had a little apex created. I've got a small branch at the back, so I'll just turn it around so you can see the side on. This is the front one, and this is the one on the side, apex, and a small branch at the back here. So that's what I call initial styling. Now, if I hold that back, you can imagine this not there, and you can see a nice little tree in that position. So that's the goal there, and I think it worked out really well. I think that's nice as the initial styling of that part of the tree. And this bit we'll leave alone. We'll leave that alone for now. I'll consider, you know, removing some of the branches that I don't need and just keeping the main ones and maybe styling it roughly. But I just wanted to finish the video on that and how I reckon it looks nice. Potentially a nice little mini shimpaku. You know, that's going to fill out nice and tight. There's a nice little apex in here. These will fill out quite nicely. I'll try and these need to be tweaked down a little bit in position, but I think you got the rough idea of what it looks like, and hopefully that makes sense. So stay tuned for more videos. I'll do some more. I've got 2 more trees that I want to do a restyle or first styling on of these twisted up shimpakus. So that's the start. That's a nice little tree there, and I'll let you know what I do with this. If I do end up styling it, I'll show you that as well. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.